Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Jacob Phillips tuning in. It's great to be here today. We got Cody, Keys, Robert in the chat. Let me know where y'all are tuning in from on this fine Tuesday. I'm not sure, does the whole world celebrate Labor Day? Is that just an American thing? But I hope y'all had a good Labor Day. And let's get into it. Today we want to make your videos pop, particularly your iPhone videos. And I have some fun tips and tricks that we can use today to make those videos pop. Someone in the chat says, finally I have an answer to, can you make it pop? That is kind of the running joke that you deal with clients all the time is, can we just make this look better? Like, can you make it look just pop a little bit? So that's what we're trying to figure out today. And I thought that we could do it in the simplest way with your iPhone. So let's just hop into Premiere here and take a look. The first example that I wanted to go through was this party that my lovely girlfriend helped put together for a famous football player. They went to their house and they set up a bunch of decorations. I'll show you. There's balloons, there's Coca-Colas, there's chairs, there's all this stuff. And I have been showing her, because she's been making like social media, Instagram videos of different parties. I told her about this fun feature called Apple ProRes Log, and it's pretty cool. It basically turns all the footage really flat, like you see. How this is really gray, this is just not too enjoyable, and it's just this setting. If you just quickly do a Google search on the last two most recent phones, it's just an ability to shoot for anyone that has the iPhone 13 or iPhone 14. And so that's primarily what this tutorial is for, because slowly Apple is going to unleash this feature for everybody. And so what I want to do is I want to color this and make it look all pretty. When we do shoot it in this flatter profile, it gives us way more flexibility after the fact. And the turnaround on this was actually pretty quick, because I was, I believe, working. Haley wanted a video really fast, so I told her, hey, just cut these clips together, shoot it in log, and we'll come into Premiere. And this is what we did that night. We just grabbed an adjustment layer, hit OK, dragged it on top, a quick Google search away. I like this guy, Tyler Stallman. He has pretty good LUTs too. I think they cost a couple bucks, but I usually like what he's going on. And instantly when you throw on that adjustment layer, it's night and day. That's off. So that's Command-Shift-E to toggle videos pop. Because when you shoot on any mobile phone, you're gonna always be dealing with some sort of higher saturation, more sharpness that's just built into the footage. And when you shoot in log, you don't get that. And then suddenly that looks, suddenly it doesn't look like it's shot on an iPhone anymore. And I would be willing to argue that you can actually turn a lot of this footage into, to match up to regular cinema camera shots. And so since this video was already sent to me by my girlfriend that she kind of put together on her phone, I thought that I'd go ahead and just kind of make edits where I see fit by just kind of making like a little marker, a little time marker. So when it cuts right here, we'll just make a marker. Since I didn't deal with the raw footage, we're not going to deal with it. And I'll make a cut on the adjustment layer as well, just to show you. So like between this and this, we definitely want to make these colors pop. These are balloons. This is what it's all about. So I want to make this pop. Let's do it. Key says, is that a treehouse? Yes, it is. This famous football player happens to have a treehouse, and they very slyly snuck, Haley and her partner snuck a little SF 49ers logo on the top of the treehouse for the party. I thought it was a good touch. So over here, we're going to go into lumetri color, basic corrections. I'm just going to bring that exposure up. It's always fun to take a look at your lumetri scopes if you can. So I'm just going to click on lumetri scopes. I'm nosy. I'm curious. I want to see what's going on here. See if we can make it pop. I'm just going to undock this just so that way we can see it. Bring this back over. Bring these whites up. Yeah. And so sometimes I even go into the curves and I want to play around with that as well. I always think that's usually a good starting point, honestly, because you can drag just this whole top section up closer to 100. You don't want it peaking in any way, but with these lines that are just barely touching 100, that's always a really comfortable place for me. How's it going in the chat? Anything fun? Anything fun happening? We got Cody, Robert, Ray, Stian. My gosh, everyone's having a grand old time in the chat. Let me know if you have any questions as we go along here. We're going to be working on some other projects as well. But it looks like not only a party on screen here, but it looks like a party in the chat. So that is good to see on a Monday. I realized that my music might have been kind of high, so I just turned it down a bit. I think I had some background music kind of bumping a little loud. Apologies. So, what do we want to do here? I think it just needs a little bit more pop. I'm going to go to this creative look. I have this other LUT that I use all the time it's by a team called Tropic Color. And when I put it on, it looks awful, but we have this intensity slider. And that's why I like putting creative LUTs in the creative tab, because you have a lot more control with that intensity. Unlike a basic LUT in this basic correction tab is a lot different. And keep in mind, nowadays with the newer Premiere, it can auto detect log. I am actually just so used to doing it the old way that I just default to doing this. But there's an even faster way for Adobe to just auto detect what's going on. And this LUT is really, this like creative LUT is really what makes things pop. I mean, that is kind of night and day. I don't want it to be too vibrant, but without even bringing up the saturation, I think that helps a lot. It's a little dark, so like if we can bring this bottom curve up just a tad, just so that way it's a little brighter. And then I don't want to peak. I don't want anything to peak, but I also just want this to be brighter. If I had more time, I would probably mask around this section right here. Just to make it, see how you can see on the scope that this little part of the treehouse is just kind of blown out. I would fix that personally. So you want the balloons to pop. You want the Coca-Colas to pop. Let's add Tropic Color Maryland LUT to here. Obviously bring it down. And then I would also bring up the exposure a bit. And yeah, you'll just see I'm making all these individual little cuts to each clip. And already, I mean, let me just turn this off. I mean, night and day, gray into making it pop. And I mean, we did that in like 5 minutes. That's pretty impressive. And I'm just going to go along here and keep working on it. Let me know in the chat if are you more of designers, videographers? What are we doing in the chat, you know? I also can pull up the YouTube chat. I'm curious what might be going on there. But if you're not, I'm looking at the Behance chat right now. So this shot is definitely darker than we want it to be. So I'm gonna make another adjustment here. Go up. We are definitely gonna go into our curves and drag this up. Not too much, but just enough, and you'll see that that's already helping a bit. But yeah, this shot is like, I really like how much that's popping. Like, I'm like, whoa. And I also ended up putting some warp stabilizer and some fun other things. Like, you'll see just a little bit at the end, the most preferred way. But I just feel like when you're in a pinch and the way that media is, like social media is so fast these days that, you know, if you want to, just edit it on your iPhone. Anything to get out there and start creating is the move, in my opinion. So okay, yeah, we are really making this good. All right, so I'm gonna play this back, take a look. Yeah, you know, this is feeling real party to me. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is fun. This is inviting, and the fact that it was all shot on an iPhone and we were able to just color grade it just like that is pretty exciting, to be honest. I feel like a broken record sometimes because I've definitely come on this show and preached using log video enough, but I think we're in such the early stages of iPhone cinematic recording with log video that it should be preached to the choir, because it's night and day, some of these shots. Like, it doesn't feel like an iPhone to me when I'm just playing this back. It feels, you know, maybe not the $10,000 cinema camera, but it feels just way more polished than you get with other things. And I mean, we can play around with this footage forever, but I was thinking that we can move on to another demo that I had. Let me know in the chat if you have any questions. I'm gonna open up the YouTube chat, see if we got anything. Bree says, I'm a photographer, but I'm dipping my toes in the video world. There are so many options and tutorials online for getting into Premiere software. Adobe has their own like learn tutorials that are free to the public. We got these Adobe live streams. And I really welcome you as a photographer to try out these tools, and don't be afraid. Don't be intimidated by the video world. And that's what I like to say. Even if you're not editing everything on your screen in Premiere and you feel comfortable on your phone editing, do that. Do what makes you feel good. But, you know, if you just want to spice it up, level it up a bit just with some color, like, do it on here, but just don't be intimidated by these apps. They're not as scary as they seem. You just kind of gotta hop into it. And like I said, the internet is our best friend with these things. So I'm gonna actually, the next project is shot not vertical, it's shot regular. So I'm gonna switch tabs over here to editing. And this project, it was so interesting because I had my camera in the backseat of my car, and I'm driving around getting shots for this city in the Bay Area, and I was just getting B-roll, and I realized something weird where I was like, wait a second, I can get way more footage driving around if I have someone driving and I'm just shooting with my iPhone in log. And then that made me realize, oh my goodness, I don't even need to use the camera in my back seat unless I need a really specific focal length that the iPhone doesn't have. And so that's exactly what happened here. I'm going to go ahead and just bring these clips in. I'm going to hit new sequence from clip. It's going to bring all these clips in, and they are all very gray and boring and drab. And that's kind of the fun of it, you know? We like a good challenge, and I think having that extra bump of quality, like I'm just looking through, like, I mean, it's not the most interesting footage. Some of it is in 1080p, some of it is in 4K here, but it's like, it's so gray, it's so drab, but we have so much more flexibility, guys, when we're editing. And I'm just going to title this Adobe Live Making It Pop. Let me know if you've ever had a client ask you if they want to make it pop, because I definitely have run into that many a time, and I can't say that I'm ever the most pleased by when people ask that, because it's like, what does making it pop really mean? To me, that means adding this creative LUT. I'm going to go over to the color tab because we're going to be coloring, and let's make things pop. So same old deal. I also recommend, if you do have custom LUTs, do a quick Google search and add them into your basic correction tab or your creative tab. It's such a better way to have all your LUTs quickly, because you just click of a button, boom, we got things looking better already. Oh, I realized I put that on this physical clip. I want to put that on the adjustment layer. So we're going to go back here, boom. Okay. So this is clearly underexposed, and so we're going to go in and we're going to expose it. Let's go. We got our scopes on the side. This is perfect. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of buzzwords. Make it cool, pop, inspiring, etc. I totally agree. Those are buzzwords, and while we do have to deal with those with client work, they're not always the most fun words because they're a little vague. Let's see. Yeah, this is all kind of like, I don't even think I would use that shot. But yeah, I was trying to get some like shots of like local colleges in the area, and someone's kind of hitting it, so we're gonna make this dark. I haven't had too much time to really ingest or like look at things. I'm just gonna make it just a little warmer, like 1 point warmer. Bruce says, pop, you say? Did someone say pop? We should be drinking some soda right now with all this pop, because when we add this creative LUT down here, we add this tropic color, guys, it is gonna pop. Let's see. Okay, so it's popping too much. Let's make it pop 200%. This is what we call making it pop whenever the client is persisting that we're making it pop. But in reality, we're gonna drag it down. Leave it at like that 40 mark. And these creative LUTs, again, there's all different kinds. I mean, just look through what even there's plenty that come built with Premiere. There's plenty that you can import in on your own. And these really give you the upper edge to just quickly make an image just looking better. And yeah, I mean, I'm just so pleased with, like, if I bring the exposure up on this, I guarantee you this will look, yeah, it's like night and day. It's so crazy how having just a little bit more flexibility in the colors does so much for you. And this footage, like, it's not particularly exciting. And like this is where, like, okay, there's a lot of dynamic range in this. We're shooting into the sun, and I was curious when we were filming this how we could make it look good. So I'm actually gonna, I just separated that adjustment layer, and I'm gonna go over here, and we are definitely gonna want to start this from scratch, because this is, like, if you look at it regular, it caught all the dynamic range, which is pretty impressive. I mean, it's got like all the shadows, it's got the sun exposed. But man, when we put this on, it's just, I'm not liking it. So let's see what we can do. And this is just like the default look that I kind of built already. I'm going to turn this down. And we know that in our scopes, we have some range going on. And so this might actually be the kind of shot, because like, let me play it back just so y'all can see. Yeah. I mean, this is a fun shot. We're playing with this is like a welcome to drone shot that would match. Yes, right here. Welcome to the city of San Pablo. Let's drag this in. I think there's one pushing forward maybe. Oh, we'll just leave this one for now. Cool. Throw this in beforehand. This is going to need some color as well. And since it's a drone, we're going to add... Oh, which one should we add? I actually think I didn't pre-install these. So let's go over here. Let's go into my LUTs folder. I got some DJI LUTs. How many LUTs do you need? You need a whole lot of LUTs. There we go. I'm gonna add this. And you know what might be fun too is I'm just trying to make it pop, y'all. Bring this in. Cool. Okay. So this is that drone footage, and this is that sun shot. And what do we want to do to make this look a little bit better? I'm going to trim that beginning, and it's like, let's go like this and then straight to that. Or maybe vice versa. I'm going to hit the A key and just shift all our clips over. And this is just fun to play around, right? Like, it's like, you could even speed ramp this, like give it a little like whoosh, but it goes like that. And then it cuts straight to that. Let's see how that looks. I don't mind that. Just got to work on the color a bit. So let's go over here, make it a little bit warmer. Let's bring the shadows up. Yeah. And I mean, these circumstances, while I don't love this shot in particular, I do think that it's a good example of dynamic range, because when you shoot into the sun and also have to expose for that, I guarantee you your iPhone without log would not be doing the best job. And I would love to have like a side-by-side example of that, because I'm going to bring the saturation up. This is the kind of thing that I also don't think needs a creative LUT. Like if I add it, I would just put it at like 5% because it's such a contrasty shot that I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. So boom, into San Pablo. Not bad. And yeah, I mean, I enjoy just playing around with shots like this. Not everyone does. I'm going to actually take the LUT that we just kind of made and then add it over here. So let's bring this over. Find again. Some more light leaks. Just going to duplicate that adjustment layer. And that's why working with adjustment layers is so useful, because you just have more flexibility. You said cries in iPhone 13 Pro. Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, I like literally think I might need to upgrade iPhones soon, just because the video features are always getting so better and better. But, you know, do I really want to give Apple more money? I don't know. We're going to brighten this up a bit. Let's go check out our scopes just to double check. It looks dark, so I'm going to bring it up. Yeah, that's perfect. Bring the highlights down a bit. You know, I'm going to keep changing my mind on this, but I feel like this, reverse it, this, and then there was a shot of this panning out. That would probably be better. Yeah, right here. Let's play that back. See how it looks. We got boom, boom, boom. It's like, I mean, if you really want to get, let's see, we got 1 minute left. Let's go. Let's speed ramp in a speed session to end this. Let's see how far I panned out. I'm gonna drag this out. Went over to my effects tab, added speed in the time ramping. We're gonna go from here. We're gonna hit this. We're gonna increase, drag this up. I'm gonna give it some space. Give her some space. Okay. Boom. And I want it even more speed ramped. Let's see. Nice. All right. Well, that was our 30 minutes, folks. We did this. We worked on the party. We made that treehouse. We made that log footage looking good. Like I said, don't be afraid to go out there, shoot on your iPhone, and turn on that Apple ProRes log feature because it makes editing all the better. I couldn't recommend it more, just in the sense of more flexibility, making things pop better. So thank you all for tuning in. Fabiola's up next, and she is going to kill it. She's amazing here on Adobe Live. So we will see y'all soon, and take care, everybody. Bye-bye.